Hello and welcome back. I think I've mentioned in every one of my videos already that I mainly have daughters. So my daughters are aged 11 and the eldest is 25. So then the older ones there's 2 years between each one. So most of them are kind of older teenagers or young 20-somethings. So it's easy sometimes to buy for women. You can get the usual, kind of soft things, cosmetics and so on. But sometimes you like to get something that's a little bit different. Now I have a little selection here of things, and I've been talking to my older girls what sort of gifts did they actually enjoy that I've given them or that they've received in the last few years, so a little bit more recent from when they were young. And these are mainly books because I mainly want to focus on books, but I also have a few little bits and pieces that are just nice kind of thoughtful things that you could add to a little stocking or just as little thoughtful gifts. So first of all, and some of these might not necessarily be just for girls, or also not necessarily only for that age group. Some could be for younger or older, or a friend or whatever. So I'll start off with this one, which is it's called Open House for Butterflies. Now this is actually a children's book, illustrated by Maurice Sendak, and you'll know Maurice Sendak from Where the Wild Things Are and those books outside over there. But this is my favourite one of his. So it's written by Ruth Krauss, and what it is, it's just little illustrations that are they're very typical of Maurice Sendak's lovely little pictures. And it just has just little one-liners on each page. So this one, it has, "A baby is very convenient to be," and it just has little pictures of babies having things done for them and being loved. Open House for Butterflies is a good thing to have. So it's just one of those little books that you might have just on your bedside locker or something, and just pick up every now and again, and it's just a lovely, for example, a good way to tell it's snowing is when everybody runs outside and throws their hats in the air. So it's just one of those little books that could be a little extra, and that I just think it gives me joy every time I look at it. It's so nice. So that is my first suggestion. The next one, now that is a kind of a child's book. So the next ones are all maybe a little bit more geared towards older children. So this is a lovely book, What Would Audrey Do? Which is lovely for that sort of age group of young women who are trying to kind of find their feet and find their look and so on. And the world doesn't always give the best kind of role models as regards style and look and so on. So I think it's hard to go wrong with Audrey, and it's just one of those books about grace and style, really. So it has relaxation and making a house a home, personal letter, packing tips, just lots of lovely little advice. So I just think that's a lovely book. What Would Audrey Do? Timeless Lessons for Living with Grace and Style by Pamela Kyo. Not the same spelling as mine, Keogh. So this is lovely, and also I just say that I just want to link everything that I say or even suggest, because there's one or two websites that I might suggest that I will link below. So next one is kind of along the same lines as the Audrey one. This one is called How to Get Dressed by Alison Freer, and it's the same sort of thing. It's basically style guides, how to find your own style, how to dress, fit and so on. So this is a lovely one, and another one that age group of girl will definitely enjoy and pick up. So that, How to Get Dressed. The next one is, this is actually a very recent publication, and I bought this for my girls recently. It has recently been published by Sophia Institute Press, and it is written by Nicole Garuso. Garuso, I presume that's how you pronounce it. And it's actually, it's written from a Catholic point of view, so based on St. John Paul's theology of the body. So it talks about, we have nice clothes in our wardrobes, and we kind of say, we keep them for the good occasion, or for another day and another day, and then we wear the kind of slouchy clothes or the comfy washed out kind of things. And this actually just helps, well, all women, but I would say it's a lovely gift for young women, or for any woman, but it's just talks about being a woman, and through the lens of clothes and how we present ourselves to the world. So it's really lovely. I haven't read all of it yet, but all of it that I've read so far is so authentic and so applicable. And what I really like about it as well is that the models that she uses, all of the photographs are real women. So they're normal, everyday women, and that is such a lovely gift, and I think I'd recommend it for any woman. So next is this, just along the same lines for Catholic. So you know the little mindful journals and diaries and so on. This girl Amy Brooks has done this one. She did it a few years ago. I would say from confirmation age up, but even kind of middle to older teenagers might like it. So it's called Be Yourself, a Journal for Catholic Girls by Amy Brooks. Now, so what it is it's along the lines of the adult colouring books, but a lot of but it has a Catholic theme. So God's creation and you, your personal favourites. What is your favourite season? What flower do you think is most beautiful? What's your favourite animal? And so on. Would you rather watch the sunrise or sunset? Ride a wave or sled down a snow hill? And then the little colouring things. And it has quotes from saints. Here's a little piece about Saint Spotlight, Catherine of Siena, and then write a letter to Saint Catherine of Siena. What question would you like to ask God? So I gave this to one of my younger daughters. I think it was just after her confirmation, and she really liked it. And it's the sort of thing that kind of put down and pick up again. And that's published by Our Sunday Visitor Press, who actually, if you check out their website, they have a lot of nice things as well. This one here is, somebody recommended this, a friend of mine recommended this to me, and one of my daughters is quite, kind of artistic, and what this is the guy who, this guy Ed Catmull, Creativity Inc. So he was involved in the early days of Disney, of Pixar, and it just talks about about his journey really, and it's kind of a story of leadership and doing things well and so on, and perseverance, and just I think it's a very interesting read. So that is for the right girl or boy, this would be a very nice gift. One of my other daughters is a big Dark Crystals, the Dark Crystal movie. She's a big fan of the Dark Crystal. So sometimes it's nice when you have a child who has somebody or any gift recipient who has a particular interest in something, even if it's transient. But this girl loves the Dark Crystal. So a few years ago I got her these graphic novels of the movie. So there's 1, 2, and there was 3. Okay, and they are published by Archaea Press. I'll link them down below. By Brian Froud. So they are just something that for a specific. So it might be another movie or another book or something that your child might be interested in, that you could go along that lines, buy a speciality book for it. And just on the same theme as, I shouldn't put this one on the bottom, as everything's falling. This was another gift that I gave the same child, adult. It's just the collectors, Brian Froud, The World of the Dark Crystal, featuring the new art and introduction by the art, and it includes facsimile booklet of original concept drawings. So this goes into the new Dark Crystal that came out there in the last recent years, and it's just the whole the artwork, and really, really, really gorgeous. And then at the back it has the little collectors. I don't open it because it's hers, but oh no, it actually is open. It has this little facsimile little booklet, which is, it's interested. Those sort of collector's books are lovely to give because you look at them, you can get lovely talking ones, just different, whatever your child is interested in or your family member or whatever, they're quite often very, very nice of these collector style books that go with that interest. So that was that one. This is just an interesting one which I really like. It's the Medieval Cookbook, and I don't know, have you heard of the Puy Du Fou theme park in France, which is a history theme park, and look it up. I'll actually link it underneath. It's just an amazing place. But this was a gift, the Medieval Cookbook, and it was just because we had recently been there in Puy Du Fou. I thought this was a nice gift because it had. What it is a cookbook based from medieval recipes. Medieval Cookbook by Maggie Black. 50 authentic recipes translated and adapted for the modern cook from the British Museum collection. So what is lovely about it is it has pieces about each recipe in kind of Old English. To make blanche pur, duck white leeks and parboil hem and hew hem small with onions. So it's written in the kind of like Chaucer kind of language, and there's lots of gorgeous illustrations, medieval illustrations kind of to do with food. So that is just a nice little gift that I think the right person will choose. This is, I love these. So in a family where we're a big family, the stickers are always there's always a big demand for stickers from small to big, and so this was a lovely, I think this is absolutely gorgeous, the Antiquarian sticker book. So this is over 1,000 exquisite Victorian stickers. So this is a present you could get for yourself or for anybody. So it just has all of these stickers of all these Victorian kind of, some of them are a bit kind of strange, you might never use them, but they're lovely for putting on letters and things like that, or gifts, for clothing. Look at that, that's just absolutely gorgeous. I think it's lovely. Frames, so it's just, I think that's a lovely gift for the right person. And so that's the Antiquarian sticker book. And then following on from that, this one was actually published this year, which I bought for myself because I didn't want to be taking her stickers all the time, so I bought this one for myself. I actually pre-ordered it. It's the Antiquarian sticker book, Bibliophilia, so it's book based sticker, so it has letters, kind of the same theme, but equally gorgeous. So I think they are a really lovely gift, and I'd be happy to receive that myself. So next, this is a little journal, Q&A a day for kids, it's a 3 years. So I think maybe younger teenagers would like this. So it has the same question every day for 3 years. So say July the 2nd, I feel great when I wear. July the 3rd, is there anything you will not eat? So for 3 years they can answer the same question and see how they've kind of evolved over the 3 years. A really nice little thing. This is another one that I gave to one of my middle children, 52 lists for happiness, and she also got a nice little set of journaling pens with this, and I'm not going to be careful about it because she actually uses this. A lot of it is filled in. So list 26, list the times when you felt like you'd made a difference in someone else's life, and then a little take action. Take 15 minutes today to search the news and social media for people who you think are making a difference in the world. How do you want to emulate what they have done within your own world? List the happiest and funniest stories and news you've heard recently, and so on. So that is actually lovely for the right recipient. And just on the same theme as of journals, I've discovered this girl last year, in the last year, Katie Daisy, and this is the wildflowers. So she does little journals and calendars and so on, notebooks, but these are absolutely stunning. I got this for one of my daughters who, this is the kind of style of art that she actually kind of does as well. So I got this to kind of give her ideas of ways that how she could utilise her own art. And it's just lovely. Find a field of dandelions, make 100 wishes. So it's kind of like a mixture between a notebook, a journal, a little art book, a nature book, nature journaling. All of that is just absolutely gorgeous. And I love that so much that I actually bought the calendar. So this is my go-to if everything has to go on this. I've been using these for a few years now, but this is, I think, one of the nicest ones I've ever. So it's the same girl, Katie Daisy, and so it's just one of those desk calendars. I hang mine up in the kitchen, and everything. It's just compact enough, but hers is absolutely gorgeous, and there's all the different ones for the year. So that also would be a nice gift, but I bought that for myself. Another nice gift is these were the 150th anniversary edition of Little Women, Little Men and Joe's Boys, which have the original illustrations. So as you can see, so we have actually quite a few different editions of Little Women in the house, but I thought this was a really nice one that I gave to one of my girls as a birthday present. So it's just the facsimile edition, which is nice, of the three of those. And then when it comes to collector's books, one of the nicest, look up Folio Society, you probably know about them, but they make collector's books. And every so often, I remember my father actually had said that he wanted to get each of his grandchildren a book from the Folio Society, and well, time ran away with him and he didn't get to do it. But that kind of gave me the idea that I'd love to do that and, you know, get a few of these. So this comes in a lovely little gift box. How to See Fairies by Chris Van Sandwyk. Now these look like they're from the 1920s or 1930s, but actually he's still alive. He's about my age. So it's just a beautiful collector's book. Really, really gorgeous. And I think he has another one out now, and I think the Folio Society does it as well. So it's just a lovely, really gorgeous, all about fairies, and just the illustrations are just pocket guide to the little people. Really beautiful. So Folio Society do all sorts of gift books and classic gift editions of classic books. This is another one that all of our teens loved. It's the classic Toon Treasury of Classic Children's Comics. So what it is just a reproduction of a big selection of exactly what it says, classic children's comics, and they all loved this. So there might be something. This is a few years old, maybe about 6 or 7 years old. So this, you might be able to get a second hand. I'll have a look. I'll look it up, or else might be still on the market. Who knows? So that's classic children's comics. But there's always things like that kind of style coming out on the market. This is another one of those one line a day, which is filled in for the last 5 years by the same child. So I'm not going to open that at all. But it's the same idea as the question a day. It's just one little line a day, and then you can see how you've kind of grown over the last 5 years. If it's a 5-year memory book, that's really nice. Now I have a few things that aren't actually books, so I'm just going to go through them quickly because I'm trying to keep these videos a bit shorter. This one, we have a few Disney obsessed in our house, and it's great when you've got someone like that because you can always get nice presents from them. So this one here is the Art of Disney, which is, so anything to do with artwork is always a big hit in this house. It's the postcards, and you can get these to do with literally anything. You can get, you know, Winnie the Pooh ones, the Penguin books ones, you know, so whatever is their interest, you can find these sets of the postcards. So this is kind of the classic art. So you can either keep these for yourself, or they could use them as for sending letters. But really, really gorgeous. I love these. One of my other daughters got one last year. It was a celestial. It was all about space. So it was Postcards all about space, because she loves space. She got a telescope as well at the same time. So that was they're a lovely idea. This is the Disney one, but there's loads of different styles you can get with those postcard collections. I'm only going to show two actual. That age, girls love, their beautiful products and so on. But I have one daughter who has really, really sensitive skin, and no matter what she put on, it would irritate her skin. So while the other teenagers were starting to get nice, creams and things, moisturizers and makeup that had lovely packaging and beautiful smells and so on, scents, she was just getting things from the chemist that looked like medicine. I used to feel sorry for her when she was kind of 17, 18, and her makeup, her moisturizers and all just looked like something out of a doctor's office. So we found these. I got a sample one time and gave it to her. And this is the only product that she can wear that doesn't actually irritate her skin. Now, it is kind of expensive, but it's lovely for presents or for Christmas, that type of thing, birthday. And if you're ever in France, you can get them much cheaper. So it's this brand here, Caudalie, if you can see that there. That's a little serum. So if you're ever in France, you can try it for very sensitive skin. It smells absolutely gorgeous. It really, this was really lovely. Or you can look out for them when they're on sales. But if you're ever in France, you can get it a lot cheaper in France. It's very widely available in France. Quite hard enough to get it in Ireland, and you can get it online. But I would recommend, if you're ever in France, to try this. You can actually get it in the supermarkets, the chemists that are in the supermarkets in France. Caudalie. So that's a really nice, and I'm showing that because it is this particular child with very, very, very sensitive skin. That's why I'm showing that product. And then just a few more items. This is they got them this last year for Christmas. So it's called the Happy Jar. It's just a nice little idea. So basically inside is this little notebook, and it comes with a little pen. Now, some of my girls all got these last year. I think 2 of them used them, and the rest of them have this. She's got 4 filled in. But basically every day what you're supposed to do is you write down what happy thing you did today and then put it in the jar, and you can look back on it then later on. But I think it's a really nice idea. You could actually make that yourself. It's basically a mason jar, and you could just get a nice little notebook and a pen. But it's just a really nice idea. They liked the idea. And this was another little one that I threw in with what I saw it on Etsy or something. It's called a collection of personal prayers for any time of the day. So nice for this. I gave this to the daughter who was just starting university, and it's just like there, for example, is just a little prayer of Saint Francis of Assisi. Lord, may I be wakeful at sunrise to begin a new day for you, cheerful at sunset for having, and then just nice different saints, different little quotes, and it's just very nice. So for any Christian girl would like that, and just have it in their handbag or their backpack. It's just really nice, and she likes that. What else have I got? When I was looking for things, I saw this. One of our girls loves embroidery, and I just picked up this one just to show you can get these little tiny sets. And she gets, I often would get her a nice set of embroidery or cross stitch, and lovely threads, and you can get absolutely gorgeous ones. And then last of all, I'm just going to show you 2 games, because this is for anybody. This, I'd say, is the best fun game that we, in all years and years that we've brought in. Telestrations. This can be played by any age. It's not skill. It says age 12 plus, but I think this game is better if there's 1 or 2 children who are kind of able to draw but aren't that good. But it is so funny. I've never played this that everybody hasn't been crying laughing. It is so funny. I really recommend this game, Telestrations. And then this is another game. Do you remember the old Mastermind? This is just a kind of a cheaper version. I couldn't find Mastermind, but this is Code Breakers, which is a very good, and all of our kids loved this. It's 2 players, so you're trying to work out. It's kind of a coding. So that is basically that little selection. That you might get a few ideas for older teens or early 20s, and I'm going to link everything in there, and hopefully it'll just stir your imagination a little bit. So thanks for watching. Bye.